fornicators, sex addicts, backsliders, and sinners of all ilk, take note! I am here to bear witness. With the God of voice, Tom Jones, as my earthly guide, I, Pastor Jack Stahl, am gonna rout the demons that possess your mortal souls and drive them back to the rightful place, deep in the boiling furnaces of hell. Stay tuned to be cleansed. Up next on Unscrewed, you go, devil!
I'm Martin Sargent. Clearly, I'm the guy. Duh. I'm pretty much the man. Get with it. Yo, what's up? That's rad, man. What's up? You never seen anything like that. Blingo. Blingo? Unscrewed. That's right. Whoa. Sheesh. That dude is intense. He's intense, Pastor Jack Stahl. I can't wait for that. Hello there. Welcome to Unscrewed, the show that people might watch if I was Jon Stewart. I'm Martin Sargent. Joined as always by my sidekick, Laura Swisher. Laura!
Yes, hello.
Man,
Hello.
how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great.
I don't know how you're doing, but you're looking fine. I mean, you look especially amazing in that shirt tonight. I mean, that is just... Hey, our speaker phone is ringing. Hello?
Hi. Is Laura available?
Hi, yeah, Laura's right
Hi,
here.
Mom.
Oh, it's Mrs. Swisher. What a surprise.
Oh.
Hey.
Is it Martin?
Yeah.
Laura's sidekick.
Yeah, little sidekick. That's right. How you doing?
Great to talk with you.
You have an interesting voice, too. How do you like the show so far?
Hey, I just really think you guys are doing great, and will you stop saying it's going to be canceled?
Yeah, I should probably.
And let's talk about the dry humping of the young woman on the beach, doggy style.
Doggy style.
Doggy style.
You remember?
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Yeah, that girl just kept ramming her ass up into my front side.
I see. Well, now, here's a question in terms of demographics.
Yeah.
If you asked your audience,
You're not our target
in terms
audience.
of foreplay, is dry humping in any form
Well,
useful ploy?
yeah, see, the thing is, you misunderstand it. The humping was actually very wet. All right? Hey, let's switch it. We're going to have to go. That's going to do it. Say goodbye to Mom.
Mom, I'll call you after the show.
Okay, bye-bye, Laura.
All right, bye.
Bye, Mrs. Swisher. Oh, she seems like a nice woman, Mrs. Swisher does. Hey, tonight's show, pretty amazing. We've got the leader of the Progressive Universal Life Church, Pastor Jack Stahl. He's going to perform an exorcism on me, ridding me of all my demons. But first, there he is. Tonight's musical guest, they're cute, they're cuddly, they're super intense. Here's singing Lightsaber Blues. It's the Kittens. Check it out.
I'm fearful of flying, and flying is fearful of me.
Kick ass.
When she told me the news, telling me I'm with my lightsaber ducks.
Yeah, baby, Kittens. The Kittens. They're going to be back a little bit later in the show. Don't miss it. In the meantime, what's a guy to do if he can't get a date? Stay celibate like Morrissey? Become the host of a late-night TV show on a station no one watches? Maybe. But if you're like our next guest, you'd set up a website to help spark your stagnant sex life, share your dating foibles with the world, and hope that someday, somehow, you'll get some action. Via Netcam out of LA, the creator of ZeroSexLife.com. Hey, Mike.
Hey, how you doing?
Okay, better than you, it sounds like. So, Mike, I found out about your website, actually, when I tried to register the name Zero Sex Life, and you had already taken it.
Understandable.
But, you know, I talk about this on TV all the time, but I know that nobody's watching, so who really cares? But you've got it out there for the whole internet world to see that you're not getting any tail. I mean, isn't that kind of embarrassing, man?
It's not quite as embarrassing as long as people don't know who I am. Like my, friends and family. I'd rather my mom didn't know, but...
Yeah. Does she know?
No.
She doesn't. So what took you to these terrible depths of desperation here?
Well, I went through a little bit of a dry spell, and then a little longer dry spell, and then a really long dry spell, and
oh, there you are.
Yeah.
Unabomers don't get much sex, do they?
Well, I don't always go out like this.
So quantify it. How ugly are you? Because it's hard for me to tell from that picture.
I honestly don't really know how to judge that. All I know is I'm very often thrown into the friend zone.
Yeah. I've known a lot of ugly people with no social skills. I usually refer to them as my circle of friends. But somehow they still manage to get laid. What do you think you're doing wrong?
To be honest, I'm 24. I've had 3 girlfriends before, and
Wait, 3 girlfriends or 3 sex partners?
Both.
Both. Okay, yeah, that's okay.
So, and all 3 of them were people that I knew for a couple months beforehand. So.
Yeah, you're behind the curve. On your site, you keep a journal. You keep a journal of your dating progress, and it actually seems like you're not doing all that badly. I mean, a lot of girls approach you because of this. What's going on here?
I wouldn't say a lot approach me.
Uh-huh.
I can think of one that I've actually talked to, but.
What happened with the laundry girl?
That's the one.
Yeah, tell us that story.
Well, probably the closest thing I have to a success story. Long story short, I was at the laundromat doing my usual Miss Pac-Man and 2 loads, and ended up talking to this very attractive Eastern European chick.
They're hot.
Yeah, which is something that, I'm amazed that I was even able to start talking to her.
So what happened? You talked to her, things were going well, what happened?
Well, she ended up giving me her phone number, which was amazing for me, because that, doesn't really happen at all, ever. And I called her, I tried calling a couple times, and by the time I finally got a hold of her, she told me to never call her again, because apparently I was on a radio show about a week previous in the LA area.
And she heard you on the show?
Huh?
She heard you on the show?
She didn't hear me. One of her friends did, and apparently, I described her a bit on my site in my journal, and apparently there's not a...
Mike.
I know.
Do experiences like that make you think that maybe you ought to take the site down? It ain't working, pal.
See, I've thought about that, but this is I've had so many girls reject me for me, and this is one who actually rejected me for the site.
Well, you're funny, and I've always heard that women appreciate guys with a sense of humor, which sort of explains why they avoid me entirely. Do you find this to be true? Do you have confidence in the site? Are you going to keep it up?
I think that a lot of women say that they want a guy who has a sense of humor, and they really do. They make great friends. But if you're looking for anything more than that, usually, why do you think every comedian's act usually revolves around why they're single? Yeah,
I heard some nice fan of your website sent you a package of brownies.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
What, they're pot brownies or something? What's the story there?
According to the doctor, it had about 10 times the normal dosage of X-Lax.
Oh, yeah. So you put your address on this site? How the hell did that happen?
P.O. Box.
P.O. Box, all right.
Yeah.
So finally, what happens to the site when you finally do get a little play? Are you going to start calling it ifinallygotSome.com? You're going to keep it up? What's going to happen?
I think I'm probably going to turn it over to other people. I've met a lot of other people in my situation that are really funny. But, I want it to keep going.
All right, well, hey, thanks a lot, Mike.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
That's a pretty pathetic story you got there. That's Mike from the city of Los Angeles, championing the cause of ugly losers everywhere. And if you'd like to help Mike get a date, or maybe date Mike, or just want to send him some special cookies, head to our website, techtv.com/unscrewed. All right, when we come back, Pastor Jack Stahl will use the music of Tom Jones to exorcise the demons that cling to my heathen soul. Heatha.
Maybe he can give the site to you afterwards.
So when you're in need of exorcism from demonic possession through the music of Tom Jones, there's only one person to turn to, and that's Pastor Jack Stahl. For years now, Pastor Jack has been using the music of Tom Jones not only to preach the gospel, but also to drive demons back to the boiling furnaces of hell. Pastor Jack, it's a pleasure to have you on the show. I was a religious studies minor, so I'm very interested. How did you come to base your faith in God around the music of Tom Jones?
Martin, what I do is I use the voice of Tom Jones to help me get in touch with the Holy Spirit. To me, his voice is spiritual, soulful, and supernatural. So I use it, it helps me reach sort of a higher consciousness.
And you never lose your faith?
No.
Not even when you look at some of those pictures from the 70s with Tom Jones and all that icky chest hair,
Now, Martin, to me, Martin,
I've just lost my faith.
Martin, to me, it's his voice. It's not young Tom. It's not old Tom. It's not shove a armadillo in my pants Tom. It's his voice.
When was the epiphany? When did this happen to you?
When I was 3 years old. I was sitting in front of the TV watching Tom Jones. This is Tom Jones, the TV show. And I felt as if I was surrounded by angels, and I knew that if one day I started my own ministry, I would have to incorporate the voice. It's angelic.
The same thing didn't happen with Andy Gibb?
No, Martin.
Have you ever met Tom Jones?
Never have met Tom Jones. I'd like to as soon as they lift the
Well,
restraining
what if you
order.
meet him and it turns out that Tom Jones is a big jerk?
You know, see, again, it wouldn't. It's the voice. It's the voice. It's spiritual. It's soulful. I'm able to help people with the voice.
Isn't it a sin to smoke cigars? I see him puffing on those things.
Remember, it's not the man.
It's not. Okay, what do you like better, the young Tom Jones or the old Tom Jones?
I like it all. His voice is better today than ever.
So you're saying you like his voice?
I like his voice.
How many people are in this Church of Tom Jones flock of yours?
Tons. I've ordained more than 100,000 worldwide.
Oh, come on.
Yes, and I'll ordain your listeners, too, if they go to PULC.com.
Oh, you do it en masse?
That's right.
The ordination?
I'll ordain anybody.
Let's talk
everybody.
more about this ordination. You ordain people
Yes.
over the internet.
Yes.
To be ministers of Tom Jones?
They're interfaith, non-denominational ministers. They can perform marriages, baptisms, anything, like any other minister.
They can,
Yes,
legally,
they can.
in the state of California?
Yes, Martin.
So you can make me an ordained minister right now?
Yes, I could.
Do you charge people for this? Is it free?
Martin, we do accept donations. Go to the website, check it out, send me an email. I want to ordain you, and I want to ordain all the listeners.
Yeah, do you-
I won't be happy until I ordain everybody, Martin.
Do you take pilgrimages to Las Vegas?
We do go to Las Vegas quite often.
What do you think what's the best buffet? What's the best buffet?
I like the one at the MGM.
That's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's good ham. That's good ham. What's your favorite gaming table?
I don't like to play. I don't have that much money.
So you use the music of Tom Jones to perform exorcisms and cast demons out of people's bodies.
That's right.
How does that work?
I use the voice of Tom Jones, enables me to reach a higher consciousness, reach the higher Holy Spirit. I'm able to then cast out the demons with my faith and the faith of that person that I'm casting out. And if there's others around that pray, there's strength in numbers, and we cast out those demons.
Literally, in your church, is there an actual physical structure in which you perform sermons?
We don't have a building, but we do have it in conference rooms. We have it anywhere. We have it in people's homes. You know, it doesn't matter. A building is not a church, Martin. A church is the people, and we have lots of people all over the world.
Does Tom Jones have any idea that you're doing this?
I think so, because I've been written about in all the major newspapers all over the world, been on the BBC. I think so.
What's your favorite Tom Jones song?
Well, It's Not Unusual. It'd have to be my favorite.
It's not unusual to be
Loved by anyone.
Keep going with that.
It's not unusual to have fun with anyone.
Oh, I'm catching the spirit! That's awesome. So can you perform an exorcism on me right now? Because I've got a hell of a lot of demons, man.
What do you have? What demon would you like to exorcise, Martin?
Let's think. Smell that.
Oh.
Yeah, okay. Let's start with that one, all right?
That demon of whiskey?
So, yeah. That's turkey. Stand up. I'm going to come around the front here. I'm not going to fall down like in the TV. Oh, man. All right. Let's do it.
All right. You foul devil! You devil of alcohol! You've been trying to take over Martin and his show here at Tech TV. He's got a good show called Unscrewed. And I cast you out right now in God's name. Ooh, bait. Ooh, tela. Ooh, mate, tela, bait. Ooh, that's good. Ooh, God, you're good. I cast you out, devil! You're coming into Martin's life. You're giving him that lousy breath when he kisses his girlfriend. His girlfriend hates it. And I cast you out right now in God's name. You go, devil! You go! It's not unusual to be loved by anyone. You go! You won't be in this! The devil's gone! The devil's gone! The devil's gone! The devil's gone! He's out! Woo! It's a miracle! It's a miracle!
I feel cleansed!
That devil alcohol's gone! He's out of here! He's out of San Francisco, out of California! You don't need alcohol any longer!
All right, that's enough, Jack.
Woo!
I feel cleansed. I feel like I might need to rush out, get my hair permed, and buy a one-piece open-collar jumpsuit!
Woo! It's a miracle! Another churchoftomjones.com miracle.
I love you, man. Pastor Jack, come back anytime and banish our sins and wickedness, because it sure builds up fast around here. And if you or anyone you know needs some Tom Jones-inspired sermon, marriage, baptism, funeral, or exorcism, you can get in touch with Pastor Jack Stahl at churchoftomjones.com. Don't get mad, get hateful. Up next, Kevin Rose is here with another of his wildly popular dark tips to piss off the losers in your life.
And now it's time for another moment in NASA history.
The fact is, Tim, I don't even like rockets. And I don't like space either. I mean, what the hell am I even doing here?
Martin Sargent.
This is Unscrewed News with Martin Sargent. Martin Sargent reporting. Portugal, which has the lowest worker productivity rate in the 15-member European Union, has a new labor movement that's fighting for workers' rights to take an afternoon nap. According to the founder of the Portuguese Association for Friends of Napping, a quick snooze after lunch promotes better health, helps boost productivity, and makes workers better able to enjoy the late afternoon sex hour. Moving on, according to historian Tom Tucker, good old Ben Franklin didn't really use a key tied to a kite to discover electricity. You know, I really hate it when these stupid historians try to quash our American myths. You know, I like to think that George Washington really did cut down a cherry tree, that Abe Lincoln really was honest, that George Bush really did win the 2000 election. Finally, according to Reuters, Habitat for Humanity is planning on opening a theme park based on slum life. The big difference between this and typical amusement parks is that the violent, dangerous, and filth-ridden will be the characters and not the customers. Some of the planned rides include bumper shopping carts, No Tomorrowland, and Crackheads of the Caribbean. And that's the news with Martin Sargent. Martin Sargent. Laura, what the hell are you doing over there slumming with D-Tip the Dark Tipper?
Hey, I'm learning about evil and different ways to do evil and plan evil and have fun with evil.
That's what I'm here for, the evil stuff.
What have you got for us today?
Well, check it out. I hate those people at work that just turn up the volume a little too loud. They're listening to their songs. Marty, he's always doing this.
With the Britney Spears?
The Britney Spears. He used to be into NSYNC when he was on the Savers. It was the NSYNC thing, but I guess he's moved on.
He's moved on. I think now it's going to be Avril Lavigne, but it's still,
he's changing it up. Here's what we got going on. Check this out. This is a program called the Flatulator 2.1.
Nice name.
Make sure you
like
get 2.1. 2.0 sucked, but check it out. If you go in here, you see this little checkbox here? It says gross sounds.
Yeah.
When you click that and you click OK, it's going to hide the program inside the computer. And then what it's going to do is it's going to insert farts, belches, and barfs randomly into people's music.
And it actually says farts, belches, and barfs, and then ... Like, there could be more.
Yeah,
I don't know.
You never know. Underneath here, you have G-rated sounds. So if you want the yawns,
Laughs.
Yeah.
Laughs. That's laughs. That's okay.
But it's a cool little program. You click go, and it hides itself. It's gone. Now, here's one we did on Prager right here. Check this out.
I am sexually compulsive. I am sexually compulsive.
Prager kind of liked it, though, in some weird, sick way.
That sounds like Rain Man. If Rain Man were going to do techno, like, I am sexually compulsive.
Let's take a look. We actually got Prager. Check this out. We put it on his computer, and here he is.
I am sexually compulsive. I am sexually compulsive.
Yeah, he's got to stop the noise, so he's going to put the speakers down. That's good. Okay, very good.
That's Prager, but completely free. We zipped it up, put it on the website, have it in an article, techvideo.com/unscrewed.
And people will be able to download it, and fantastic.
Have fun with the friends.
It's great.
Definitely.
Marty, enough of the Britney.
All right, I like big butts. Is that better? Coming up next, hot dogs. And one of the many reasons I just adore them. Can't get enough.
What up, dog?
Nice buns.
Yeah.
Woo.
It's time once again to pay tribute to the unceasing inventiveness of our friends across the sea in a segment we call We Love the Japanese. So they've perfected the finer arts of woodworking, flower arranging, calligraphy, and now hot dog sculpting. Yes, while we're just stuffing our pigs in blankets, the Japanese, the computer parted, are carefully carving up intricate hot dog reindeer. Hot dog sharks, as well as hot dog bunnies.
Those are cute.
Yes, these sophisticated delicacies are the perfect garnish to any meal. And if you carve up enough wieners, you can have an entire hot dog jungle. I was so inspired I decided to give it a whirl, and here's some of my own hot dog art. This is Laura. right here. You can see there's Laura on the right. See, with the
Yeah, like you have to point it out.
Yeah,
See?
this one here is
Let me explain
Laura.
why this one is Laura. In case you at home can't figure it out.
This one is me. Hi, I'm Marty, That's it, and that's why we love the Japanese. For instructions on dog art, go to our website. We've got the links. Hey, before we go to the bar, we'd like to take a moment to share a message we found on our message board. This is from Neil. Neil writes, okay, I watched the show and now I've read the webpage for Unscrewed. I want to know, what's Martin's deal with Dick Cheney? And Webb Larbian followed up by saying, Dick Cheney is an evil bastard, although much of the wrath Marty exhibits would be better directed at Karl Rove. Well, thanks for the feedback. See, the reason we don't direct wrath at Karl Rove is that only about 7% of our audience has any idea who Karl Rove is. And also, unlike Dick Cheney, Karl's name isn't synonymous with the word penis. For example, you can't say, suck my Karl, or what's up, Karl head? Let's play with my hot dogs more. Hope that clears things up for you. Hey, what'd you think? Send us electronic mail, unscrewed at techtv.com. Thanks to Pastor Jack, Zero Sex Mike, Kevin D. Tip Rose, my little sidekick, and the hot dogs. Check you later, man.
I walked up in the club, and the ladies looking lovely. Tried to show some love, but the haters tried to mug me. Walk up to the bar, and I tried to get my drink on. Tip on my feet. If you wanna get banged on, pump your brakes, make them shake it. They can't take, they can't take. Pump your brakes, make them shake it. They can't take.